Still now on that breaking news, I've just stated, which is that Donald Trump is not going, apparently, to impose these tariffs now from the 1st of February. Mark, the US president's decided to seemingly de-escalate everything.
A remarkable U-turn by the US president 4 or 5 minutes ago on Truth Social. I don't know if you've got it there to bring up, but I can certainly read it to you. He says, based on a very productive meeting I've had with the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. This solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States of America and all nations. Based on this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February the 1st. He goes on to say additional discussions are being held concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. And he concludes, J.D. Vance, the Vice President, and Mark Rutte, Secretary of State, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and various others, as needed, will be responsible for the negotiations. So he is framing it as some sort of a breakthrough and that discussions have taken place, which means that that Europe and Greenland and Denmark have met his demands and therefore the tariff threat has gone away. I think the reality probably is that from face-to-face discussions, not least with Mark Rutte, the NATO Secretary General, former Prime Minister of the Netherlands, of course, with whom Donald Trump has a very good relationship. He's the guy that called Trump daddy a few months ago. Following those discussions, a de-escalation has taken place, and it has placed things precisely where Denmark wanted them to be last week. Remember, it was the Danish foreign minister that came here to Washington and went away saying that he had secured, so he thought then, agreement for a working group, as he described it, to work through the Greenland issue. Well, that is now precisely what Donald Trump has agreed to, a working group which will include J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Steve Witkoff, and others, and that they will discuss how the Golden Dome, which is a missile defense system that Donald Trump wants to build, can be installed into Greenland for the security of the Western Hemisphere. And interestingly, just looking back at this, at no point in this message, in this Truth Social post, does Donald Trump mention anything about America taking ownership or sovereignty of Greenland. So that's what I found really a U-turn for sure. Yeah, go on, Darren.
That's what I found really interesting, Mark, is that not only does it seem a U-turn on tariffs, and following that conversation with Mark Rutte, he does seem to have, in this one Truth Social, seem to have moved away entirely from a sense that he wants to own Greenland. Quite something.
Yeah, no mention of... yeah, absolutely. No mention of it at all. And so a massive relief, I would think, for certainly for the people of Greenland, for Denmark. But he does want some military apparatus in Greenland, which, of course, he could have always had in the first place, because that is that is under the 1951 treaty that Denmark has with the United States. So there we go. Absolutely extraordinary U-turn. But, you know, Donald Trump is a man, we've seen this movie before, haven't we, that changed tack quite quickly. So that will always be on everyone's mind. But for now, as of this morning, the threat of military action, which he had implicitly put on the table, has gone. And as of this afternoon, so too have the tariffs and the desire to take ownership of Greenland. What a palaver.
Indeed, and it certainly leans into the sense that Trump reacts to the last person he spoke to in the room. Just very briefly, Mark, very briefly if you can, do you think domestic pressures come to bear here? I mean, amongst particularly Republican congresspeople and maybe even the American public?
You said, to be very brief, 100%. This was not a popular thing here in the United States among Democrats or Republicans.